But STEAM Day is just a way to expose kids to a whole variety of topics and learning experiences, and I think that it's very enriching for the students, and I think it exposes them to things that they wouldn't normally be exposed to in a normal academic day.
What was your favorite section and why?
Music, because I like the straws that you can make them sound like trumpets.
And what you're going to do is you are going to cut the straw into this kind of sort of shape where you have a little point and then see if you can play it like a trumpet.
You can use instruments by playing them to make salt move from paper plastic.
So what they're doing is taking salt. They got like bigger, coarser salt and they got the fine salt. You pour it over the saran wrap. You take one of the instruments there and see if you can get the salt to vibrate when you're playing the instrument next to it. Hand chimes here, so you just grab them, play them, stop the sound. We got a ukulele, tambourine, some drums, some bells, some cymbals.
My favorite one was music because we could scream.
What was your favorite station out of all the ones you went to?
Probably the one at pre-K, like physics and like water waves.
Water waves, okay.
Have you guys ever tried sugarcane before? Yeah? You know, my favorite thing is actually watching the students lead it. So they're doing a really good job of actually like putting these activities. These girls wrote a song that they were teaching the kids about photosynthesis. They wrote an original song. Maya and Addison and Scotty are helping with these microscopes, helping the kids keep everything, you know, in focus and clear. And then all these boys over here are making dyes. So it's just a really cool thing to see the 7th grade students helping out and having fun teaching the little ones.
We're pounding flowers and berries and other stuff to make paint like stuff for the elementary kids.
So you can paint.
Yeah.
So the kids can paint.
Yeah, like this one. It's pretty cool. I don't know who made it, but it's pretty cool.
I'm not quite too sure what it is, but it's very well
Pretty
done.
cool.
Yeah, we like it.
Okay, guys.
Can I try doing that?
No.
When you're walking past with your friends and you're talking story, do you think you're gonna kilo the birds that are in the trees? No. Are you gonna notice the ripples in the water? No. So today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna invite you to kilo. And you're gonna kilo just for 1 minute. It's not gonna be a long time.
Pre-K because I could waste all their oil and stuff.
Preschool too. My favorite section was the preschool because I got to do rocket launches and launch water balloons at a guy in a yellow shirt.
Preschool.
Why?
Because I got to finally make a tinfoil Titanic that sunk after 1 split second.
Kane, that guy, he poured rubbing alcohol on my arm and corn syrup.
That was on accident.
Art. Because I love art. And I like it. It's nice. My name is Ted.
They were doing experiments, they were exploring. Yeah, so I liked it how they all worked together and they took care of everything that was here.
Oh, the schedule. It's something we all need, but also something that drives us a little bit crazy. I'm sure we've all wished for different things with the schedule. Maybe a later start time, or more club time, or just getting rid of physics altogether. As a certified school, however, there are a basic amount of hours we need to have in all of our classes in order to be a real school. So we can't just get rid of stuff altogether, but we could change the order of our classes or the length of our school year to make it work a little bit better for everyone. Right now, Island School follows a rotating 7-day period schedule, which is a little bit different among schools. The idea is if math is your least favorite class and the morning is the worst time of the day, wouldn't it be awful if you had your worst class at your worst time of the day every day? Instead, it rotates through every single day, so it switches it up and you have a little more variety in your day. This kind of schedule works really well for some classes, but for other classes, you might want a little more time in the day than, say, 55 minutes to work on a big project. Some schools have the approach where the classes are much longer, say 80 minutes long, but you only see them every other day. That can work really well for project-based classes in science labs, but it's not the best thing for something like math, where you want a little bit of the topic every single day. Another way to change the schedule is by thinking about how we spread out school throughout the year. What if I told you we could take our summer break and divide it up and spread it throughout the entire year? So instead of a summer break, you had, say, a 1-week break once a month, or you had long weekends every single week of the year. Or what if school only went from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.? Another tough challenge is Island School is a kindergarten through grade 12 school, so it's really hard to balance the needs of all the different ages. Some kids have sports after school, some kids have activities before school, some kids can drive themselves, and some students are part of a big family with kids at multiple age groups, so it's really hard to find a schedule that works well for everyone. That said, even if we can't find a perfect schedule, we can definitely find a way to make it better. So we went around the Island School community to find out what changes you guys would want to see if we update the schedule.
What I like most about the current schedule is that on certain days, like I don't have certain classes.
I like that the schedule rotates every day, so it's not like the exact same like classes that you have in order.
I like how random it is. So like no one wants math in the morning, so you can have math one morning, but then like you can have math like end of the day, which I really like.
My favorite thing about the current schedule is that there's some days that I can leave school early, and there's also some days that I can arrive at school late.
Well, I really like the current schedule, how it rotates, because it gives you a chance to see your students sometimes in the morning and sometimes midday and sometimes in the afternoon.
The one thing I like about the schedule as it is right now is there are certain days where I have a planning period either at the beginning of the day or the end of the day, where I could come in a little later or I could leave a little earlier if my work is already done, of course.
I just feel like all my classes that I have, like after lunch, like I'm just like so unmotivated, so I hate when we have like quizzes or tests after lunch because I'm just tired already.
The length of the school day is probably the main thing. It's really tiring, and just like with all the stuff we have to do with students, we don't have time to do what we really want to do most of the time.
No, honestly, I don't. I think it's a perfect, system. Like when I first came to school, it was kind of confusing, but now I'm just used to it. I think it really works.
It's difficult to commit to a job if I want to work on the school days because a lot of jobs aren't open that late, and my study halls are constantly switching, so I can't really commit to a schedule.
I do feel that my current schedule allows for a break for me and for planning periods. However, it's a little hard for me because I have a lot of setup and breakdown, and sometimes there's a rush because I have to run from one classroom to the other.
Like, I feel like we should have like morning break, and then 3 classes, and then lunch, and then 2 classes.
Honestly, I wouldn't really want to change the schedule that much because like I've gotten so used to it, so I wouldn't really want to change anything.
I don't need a study hall. Like I don't even have one right now, but we're short of lunch. We're no study halls. As long as like if the school day is shorter, there's like a time at the end of the day where we can still like meet with teachers if we have like questions or struggling with something. Like as long as we still have that time like reserved that we can get help on stuff we need.
I honestly wouldn't change anything, to be honest. I think it's been working for me.
Maybe just like keeping the study halls at the same time every day.
Oh, we've been talking a little bit about having sort of a period where you could meet up with any students. Everybody would be free, all the teachers and students. So you could have like community meetings, or you could meet with individual students. So sort of a flex period, I think, would be a good idea for us to have in the future.
I would like to go to either just an A day, B day, where A days are like this, B days are like that, or go to a 5-day rotation where every Monday is the same schedule, every Tuesday is the same schedule, but they're changing each days of the 5. Because then I'd know what classes I have that day without having to look at the thing that I have written on my phone and the wall and my computer and everywhere else.